Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. Today we have a special video to film. We're kind of gonna be in my new setup for the time being until I can actually get a backdrop. But we are currently on my kitchen table with a nice clean backdrop. So it's a little bit easier, plus I have a desk to put all my stuff on rather than my bed. But today's video is going to be a do's and don'ts of makeup. So on my left side of my face, I am going to do the don'ts. So that involves no moisturizers, no primers, because apparently people don't like primers. That's gonna be taking the eyeshadow all the way up to the crease, not pre-cutting the crease before you cut it. Stuff like that. Basically, the things that I absolutely hate in makeup, I'm gonna do on my left side, and then on my right side, I'm gonna do it just like how I would normally do it. So that's gonna be moisturizers, primers, eyelid primers, pre-cutting the base, stuff like that. So if you guys wanna see if primers and moisturizers and everything work, keep on watching. Okay, so first up, like always, we are going to do brows. We are going to do it the same products but different ways. So on my left side, I'm gonna do it where I'm gonna outline with a brow pencil, but I'm not gonna shade things in. So I'm not gonna use a spoolie to buff things out. And then I'm gonna go in with a pomade to basically fill in and make a block brow, like a lot of people do for some reason. And then on this side, I'm gonna do a very light outline with a pencil, going with the pomade just to buff it out. And then I'm gonna go in with the spoolie just to kind of even everything out. So if you guys wanna see the difference, you know what to do. Okay, so I just outlined the brows. So on this side, I did a very light fade outline, and then this side, I used the same pressure for top and bottom to create that very sharp Instagram brow. Now we're gonna fill it in and we'll come back. Okay, so they are filled in. So this side is that big, bold Instagram brow. I didn't go in with a spoolie. This side, I very slightly filled it into those problem spots in my brow, but now I'm gonna cut them and we'll be back. And we are back with the brows cut. So on this side, I did my beautiful soft brow that can really go for any look. It doesn't look like too much. And on this side, I went in for that full-on Instagram brow. Both of these eyebrows, I use the exact same products. I didn't differ from any of the products, just how much I was pressing and how much product I was using. So now we're gonna go on eyes, and on this side, we are going to use Plouise base to set it. And you know what, on this side, people don't like eyelid primer. People think eyelid primer doesn't work. And you know what, we're gonna test that theory today. So on this side, we're not gonna go in with primer. Okay, on the right side, obviously we're gonna go in with my Plouise base, my trusty handy Plouise base, and set that eye to get a blank canvas to the lid and to allow the eyeshadows to really have something to stick to and look the absolute best. And you know, because I'm filming this on December 1st, we are going to do a holiday look together. So we're gonna do a nice green, red cut crease. So on this side, Plouise base, on this side, absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna go in with my Morphe 456 brush, and I'm gonna tap it in just at my crease on my done eye. So my Plouise base eye, I am just going to tap in the product. Okay, so the first color is stamped in on the good side. Now we're gonna go with the non-primed eye, and I hear a lot in eyeshadow looks to take the eyeshadow higher. If you wanna see a cut crease higher, then allow for the shadows to be seen. So we are going to take the green almost up to the brows. Okay, so now that that green is basically up to my brow bone, we are going to blend it out with a lighter green shade on both sides, and we'll come back. Okay, so this is the eyes up close right now, so you guys can just see this one. It's so patchy. The pigment is not there. And then the one that I actually use with Plouise, the pigment is there, the blend is beautiful, there is no patchiness. So now we're gonna move on to the red. So I'm gonna go in with Inferno from the Carnival XL Pro palette with another Morphe M456. These are my favorite blending brush. And I'm going to tap this on my outer corner and bring it just as high as I brought that green. Okay, now that we have the red on the good eye, now we're gonna go on this side and again, bring it up to the brow because apparently that's what you do for eyeshadow, didn't you know? Alright, now we're gonna go in with a light salmon color called Foolish, and we're gonna buff both of those out, following the same techniques that we have been doing. And we are back with both eyes, the base basically done. So on this side, you guys can see the true pigment. You can see the beautiful blendiness of the shadow and no pigmentation and like patchiness. This side is a completely different story, you guys. It's all the way up to the brow. There's gonna be no room to put the brow highlight. At least this one, we left a little room for that brow highlight when it comes to it. But now we're gonna cut the crease. So when I cut the crease, I normally pre-cut it with a makeup remover and then put my base. That way the shadows don't blend together with the base and then create like a different coloration base. So on this side, I'm gonna pre-cut, then cut. On this side, I'm just gonna go straight in and cut, and we're gonna see the difference. Okay, now that both eyes are cut, this eye, you can see a nice clean under base. There's no discoloration. On this eye, you can see that green undertone and the red undertone and the cut crease because I didn't go away and wash off the shadow. So now we're gonna pack on a gold onto each lid and we'll be right back. Okay, now that we're back with the eyelids cut and the gold is on, you guys can just see the difference that it makes. Because there's already that shadow under base to this eye, the Plouise base didn't stick to it as nicely. So that means the gold didn't show up as crazy pigmented as this eye. This one had a nice clean base to work with, and I think it just overall looks a lot more cleaner. Now let's get to the base. This part I'm super excited for because I'm going to be using the same foundation, the Morphe Fluidity Matte Full Coverage Foundation. And when I tell you guys this is matte, I mean it is matte, okay? The only way that I can wear this foundation and have it look beautiful on the skin is if I moisturize, if I do my priming oils, my primers. It's stunning. On this side, I am going to use not a moisturizer because apparently moisturizers are just a scheme to get people to buy money. Priming oils and primers are just a scheme for makeup companies to get more money from you guys. So I'm going to prove that one wrong. You guys are gonna see how this lays without primer versus primer. I'm going to be using the same thing, a beauty sponge for both sides, but I will be going in with a dual fiber brush on this side just to airbrush it out first before I go in with the sponge. So now I'm gonna go in with my favorite moisturizer, the Vichy Aqua Thermal, on my right side of the face just to give a little bit of hydration. Next up, you guys know it, the Morphe Beauty Priming Oil on my right side of the face. Gonna go in with a Morphe 436 brush just to brush all of that priming oil out to give extra hydration to the skin. Next up is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. Again, you guessed it, on the right side of my face. Okay, now that all the base is set, we're gonna go in with the foundation. So, most people think that you need so much foundation on your face to cover everything that you need with a full coverage foundation. Because, you know, that makes sense. Full coverage foundation doesn't mean that you need a full coverage base to go on to make it full coverage, if that makes any sense. It's gonna allow the pigment to even out the skin tone without being so cakey. So I'm gonna go in with a lot more on this side of the face than I am with this side of the face. So for the good side of the face, I'm gonna take a little bit on my finger. I'm gonna tap, 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 tap. One tip on my face, and now I'm gonna go in with my dual fiber brush just to brush everything out. Don't forget the chin. I almost used too much of this foundation on this side, to be honest. Now I'm gonna go in with my sponge just to buff that out. So now that we have that beautiful glossy look to the skin with this, even though it's a matte foundation, now I'm gonna go in just with a sponge and pack it on the side that has no moisturizers, no primers, no oils, nothing. Okay, now that both sides are done, you can see obviously the left side has more coverage because I used a lot more product on it, you guys. But you can already see in my forehead it's sitting into the fine lines right away. Also the color is a lot different when you go in with a full coverage of it. My under eyes are starting to crease already and look very, very dry. Oh my god, that brow, I just realized my brow looks so bad. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more just to even out this skin tone, and we'll be right back. Okay, now that everything is out, for fun, because I normally always go in with cream products because I am on the drier side, I am going to do this side cream products, and then I'm not gonna do any cream products on this side because again, cream products are a hoax, you guys. It's not gonna do anything. Why not just use powders? So we're gonna go in with some concealer. Again, same concealer for both sides, the Rare Beauty concealer. I'm gonna put in a little bit on this side like I normally would just to even everything out. And then I'm gonna do what everyone thinks that you need to, and I'm gonna go full coverage, full beat on the left side. All right, now that we're back with the concealer blended out, this side just feels so much more heavy, you guys. I haven't done this much foundation on my face in probably, I don't know, 2 years, if I'm being honest. I have a feeling like I just have to keep blending my left side out to stay smooth. My right side still looks very skin-like, which I really love, and especially with a matte full coverage foundation. So now, because the left side, we're gonna get no cream product, we are going to pack and bake that powder on because apparently that's what every single makeup guru does, is pack and every single beauty guru out there bakes and packs in that powder. So we're gonna take it on my sponge and we are gonna go to town all over the face. We can't forget to bake. Okay, now that we're baking at 375 degrees Celsius on the left side, we're gonna go in with cream products and do the right side of the face. First up, cream contour. Now that we got a little bit of more definition back in the right side of the face, we're gonna go with cream blush. Use my finger to tap that out. Now we are gonna go in and very, very lightly set this side of the face. When I set this side of the face, I use a little bit on my under eyes, and then basically the rest of the powder, I just brush it all over my face to still leave that healthy glow showing. So I got my powder on my brush. I'm just gonna tap on the under eye, tap in that T-zone, and then brush the rest of the powder all over the face. So that still allows for the under eyes to be set, the base not to move as much when you go in with powders, but I'm gonna give you a little tip and trick later to learn how not to move any of your cream base. But for now, we are going to go into powder, bronzers, contours, blushes, highlights, stuff like that. But again, I don't think we baked enough, so I'm gonna do this side of that, and then we're gonna leave this side baking for another 5 minutes in the oven. You guys already know I am gonna go in with the Morphe 8M face palette for all of this for both sides. Same brushes, same everything. And I'm gonna tap the 3 bronzer and contour shades, and I'm going to press into the skin first. Because we didn't do a full set on the face, you guys, we want to press the powders in to basically set that place, and then you can go in and blend out later. So I'm going to use my big fluffy brush, and I'm going to tap in the product that I just picked up. Now once that's tapped in, go and start blending.
Okay. Okay. Can you do that?
Yeah, it won't be fun, but I can do it because I'm talented. But, yeah, so, you remember that theoretical play that I was talking about that could wipe out operations because everyone shares the same
Connor, I'm kind of in a filming right now. And we are back with this side all done for contour at least. Now we're gonna go in with blush and highlight. So again, because we haven't set the base, we're gonna press in the blush first and go up. Okay, we're gonna go in with the highlights from this exact same palette, both of them. Pick them up on a Morphe 451 brush and just go in on the high points of the cheekbone. Above the brow bone, a little on the tip of the nose, a little on the cupid bow, and a little on the chin. And just like that, we have a beautiful, well done side, base, eye, everything like that. Now we're gonna go in with a big old fluffy brush and we're gonna brush all that bake away because, you know, it's only been 30 minutes. Okay, now you guys can just see the difference that cream products make. This side has no definition, it's very flat, it's very matte, and honestly it feels like my face is getting sucked dry right now. I'm also creasing in all of my fine lines that I didn't even know that I had because again, I haven't done this in 2 years. So my skin has changed a lot in the last 2 years. So now we're gonna go in with we're gonna go in with powder bronzers and contours and blushes and highlights on this side and we'll be right back. Okay, now that the base is done, you guys can really see the difference that cream products versus powder products make. On my right side, the whole side looks dewy. The foundation stayed the same color that it actually is. When I put powder on this side, you can tell it oxidized so much because this is not the same color. But this all the way down is the same color. So remember, powder will oxidize a foundation. So powder will oxidize a foundation to the point where it completely changes color on your skin tone. So please make sure you are aware of this. I get if you are oily, you might not need the beauty priming oil, but definitely you have to moisturize because this looks so flat, you guys. This side looks very lovely and very lively. This side legit looks like powder. I am getting fine lines in places that I didn't even know that existed. But now we're gonna do the under eyes and then we will come back for the lips. Okay, just throw on a pair of lashes and in the bottom lash line. There's nothing really different that you can do with lashes, at least as far as I know. But you guys can just see the eyes right now. This one doesn't look bad, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look as crisp and clean as this one. You want to make sure that you leave room for those highlighting moments. So we're going to highlight the brow bones and then we'll be right back. Now that brow bone are highlighted, you guys can just really see the difference in the eyes. This one looks a lot more lifting. This one kind of drowns you out just because there's so much color everywhere. And like you can't really see the cleanliness of the brow, even though that this brow is garbage. But yeah, now we're gonna do lips. On this side, we're gonna do a lip liner and lip. This side, we're just gonna do a liquid lip because people think that lip liners don't matter, but they do. Lip liner is on, now let's put the liquid lip on. And just like that, lips are done. So on this side, with a lip liner, it's a lot easier to overdraw the lips, which I did on this side just because I don't have the biggest lips. On this side, it took me a little bit longer to get the fine lines and straight lines that I wanted. Plus, if you go in right with a liquid lip and you try and overline, sometimes your natural lip can overshow through the lipstick, which is not good because then that looks like you are faking your lip line. Where this side still looks natural, it just looks like I got lip filler. But again, what's wrong with that? So now I'm gonna set the base and then I will give my final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts. Do I think this side is not good whatsoever? No. If I was going for like that doll plastic, oh, I am wearing makeup look, then sure, this side works. And for some people and some skin types, you guys, doing all the powders and baking it works for them. Okay, for me, I am super dry, so I like to go with that more natural skin-like finish. Okay, when it comes to the brows, I like that more fluffy, natural cutout brow than an Instagram sharp brow. This isn't 2016 anymore. For all my fine lines, you can see them a lot more on this side because the powders aren't gonna go into the fine lines, the creams are. So I think powders just kind of emphasize everything. This side, there isn't really any glow except for the highlight point that I did on my cheek, and you can barely see it because it was just a powdered base rather than a nice luminous cream base for the highlight to actually stick on it. Surprisingly enough, I did 5 loads on this side. I only did 2 on this side. And you can just see the difference that it does. So again, are these absolutely yes and no's in makeup? No, that's not what I'm after. I am showing you the difference from cream products and finishes and a lighter blend to this. Okay, again, if you like this, keep doing that. You do you, boo-boo. But I am here to give my knowledge and spread my wisdom of makeup. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. If you guys like this video, please comment down below, share it, get it blown up. I would love to see one of my videos hit like over 1,000 views. I think that would be so epic. So if you guys like this and if you guys like more videos like this, please comment down below and see what you guys want to see next. Until next time, you guys, bye!